gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't gonna rain no more. But how in the world can the old folks tell it ain't gonna rain no more?
Hi everybody, I'm Kanalkanut.
And I'm Mr. Shoes.
We are here with another hiker grab bag where we pull out a piece of equipment we used on the trail and give the pros and cons and whether or not we'd recommend it for future hikes. These, everybody, are our Z-seats, which came in very handy along the trail, especially on wet, rainy days when we really needed to take a load off. This is a Z-seat by Thermarest. Now personally, I didn't know what a Z-seat was before starting our hike, although we did hear about them on various forums we used for our research before starting the trail.
You might be asking yourself, what is a Z-seat? And a Z-seat is simply a foam pad that folds up into an accordion. And why would we bother carrying a foam pad that folds up into an accordion?
On very cold days when you want to take a load off, sitting directly on the cold ground will drain a lot of heat from you. So for one, sitting on this pad will keep some of that heat in.
In essence, it's a portable seat that you're going to use to keep your ass dry. It's a great way if you're going to be changing your shoes into your camp shoes. You don't want to get your socks wet. It's something to put your pack down on so you're not just putting it down into the wet ground or the mud. We use it as a little entryway or a little entry mat into our tent at night. A Z-seat is sold as these little smaller bits of foam, and they can be stuffed or strapped, and it's flexible and it's very durable. This is Kanalkanut's. Unfortunately, I lost mine on the Priest.
On our way down from the Priest, after Mr. Shoes lost his Z-seat, we were asking any hikers coming from that direction if they had seen a Z-seat, and one fellow had a Z-seat on his back that looked nearly identical to Mr. Shoes's. When we asked if he found a Z-seat at the Priest shelter, he asked what a Z-seat was, which was kind of suspicious, seeing that he had one on his back, and we said, "It's one of those on your backpack there." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't see one, sorry."
I didn't have my name on it. It's a good example of putting names on your gear just in case you do misplace it. The trail gives and the trail takes away, so we didn't make that much of an issue. But when we got into the next town, we picked up one of these, which is your standard Thermarest sleeping pad. Now, we weren't carrying these to sleep on, but we found that it was a good thing to cut off a section and make a new Z-seat. Now, this was the favorable Z-seat because you can see it's quite a bit bigger.
Also, I enjoyed this one a lot more than my one because to me the pads just felt a lot softer and a lot thicker, which gave more distance between me and the wet ground, and also was a lot more comfortable to sit on.
If you are going to be carrying a Z-Rest to sleep on, you can cut away a section that you can use for a makeshift Z-seat, but then at night you have a 3/4 length sleeping pad that you can just extend with the extra piece that you're using for your seat. So it's very versatile to use this. We had inflatable sleeping pads, but we carried this along anyway, even though we just cut this away for a bit of a seat, because we would put this out in our vestibule and put our packs and gear on it, and it was a great way to pack up in the morning, to unpack at night, and just a nice staging area. Having a Z-Rest and cutting away a piece for a seat, or having a Z-seat, is a recommended piece of gear.
So overall, this piece of equipment is, in my eyes, essential for any hike because it just, if anything else, it's a real morale booster. So I've been Kanalkanut.
I'm Mr. Shoes. Everyone on the trail has an opinion,
And this is ours.
Oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't gonna rain no more. But how in the world can the old folks tell it ain't gonna rain no more?